remember, I might be dating myself here, but in the late 80s and the early 90s, they called this wilding, right? And so there were quote unquote black gangs of kids in Central Park, and they were, you know, harassing women. They had no problems arresting their ass. Nope. Let me tell you, it didn't take a task force. They didn't have to go back and regroup. They arrested them, and some wrongfully were convicted. There were so many opportunities for them to do those very same things to these migrants, except for it's politically not something that New York City is willing to do.
Illegal immigrants.
Right. Yeah. Illegal immigrants.
It seems like, I mean, this is by design.
Right.
And this is something that definitely reminds me of Marxist policy, where they would release the prisoners. They would, you know, not arrest people, you know, certain people. They would elevate the criminals, the gang members.
To what end?
To cause chaos.
And they would push down
Deliberately
decent people or people who have values, people who believe in God. They would push them down. So like a person like Bevelin, they would try to destroy her. I mean, in the Soviet Union, they literally murdered people who believed in God.
Hey, Poppin' Politics family, we did it. We just hit 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting our movement of God-fearing, truth-seeking, America-loving people that value freedom. We're excited to share that we're launching a new project we can't wait to talk about on the show. It's something really special, but it's a bit too big for us to handle all on our own, and we'd love your help. This opportunity is all about meaningful remote work that fits into your life. Think of it as a flexible side gig. It pays well, but more importantly, it's a chance to make a real difference in America alongside us. We're looking for individuals who have a great work ethic, a big heart, and a friendly spirit. You must live in the US or Canada, be at least 18 years old, and have a computer or tablet and a phone to help make this project a success. If this sounds like something you'd be a good fit for, join us for a Zoom meeting on Saturday, October 19th. Here are the times. Now, I'm in the Eastern time zone, so it's 12 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. We have limited seats available, so be sure to grab your spot. The link is in the description below. We can't wait to connect with you. Register now before it fills up.
all too familiar.
So, and this is what is happening. And they're elevating the criminals to create chaos. So then we would all be terrified and maybe at some point reach out for, for government to help, and we'll follow all your laws and all your restrictions. I mean, this is what they tried during COVID. They tried to completely control us.
And so this is why, when you think about, this is what is so maddening when Kamala Harris gets on here and says that they were actually trying to stop illegal immigration. And we can clearly see by every action that they were not.
Don't what you say, who you gonna believe, me or your lying eye?
Right. That's exactly what it is.
But they're doing it to, like what you said,
causing chaos, causing fear, causing instability. These people in New York, I used to go to New York almost every year, just because you want to see the lights,
right? The energy,
for shopping, the energy. We might see a play. I'm not going this year.
No,
I don't think I went last year. I didn't go last year either. These feral people, these happen to be illegal immigrants. We have some here in Maryland, in the Northeast, juveniles causing all kinds of havoc. And the fact that they get away with, they don't want to show their faces, they blur out their faces. Why? Just because they're underage? They're committing what we would call adult crimes. They should be, their faces should be everywhere.
And honestly, we do not know how old they are.
Exactly, because there's been no vet.
That's true.
Right. I've seen the footage from the border where these men, they look like men, and they're like, "Oh, I'm 14," and it's like
But they're passing them through.
But they're
Kamala
schooled
Harris
on what to say. They're absolutely schooled on what to say. President Trump has the Operation Aurora that he has proposed because this very same problem has been happening in Colorado, where they were literally breaking into people's apartments and
holding them at gunpoint, basically
Yes.
stealing from them,
stealing that and making them kind of vow loyalty or fealty to this gang. The problem with that is here in the United States, you don't have to do that. You should be safe in your own home behind that locked door. You should not worry about a criminal gang not only taking over your apartment, but the entire apartment complex.
Yeah.
Something has to be done.
My thing is, where are the Christians? Where are the ones who have this high standard of societal morals and values? The ones who are saying, who liberals and conservatives, how are they allowing this stuff to go on?
The Christians?
The Christians, the religious, all of them.
Churches specifically have been infiltrated.
Well, many
by-
churches
Well, that
allow them
sucks.
to stay. They pay for them. They sponsor them illegally.
Yeah.
That sucks.
They take care of them. So they give them food and 3 hots and a cot. So, but these are minors, supposedly, like you said, Yana. Where are the adults? These people, these young boys, what do you call
have family.
unaccompanied minors, come here. And they're allowed to come here and cause
No
all
parents.
kinds of havoc. No parents, no adults, and what's worse, we are paying for it. They're staying in city taxpayer-funded housing and
hotel.
and-
In
Yeah.
our faces. That's what pisses me off, because now you're insulting our intelligence and saying that this isn't happening. No, we're not doing this. They're going by the book or whatever. Like, they don't even care. It's not even a book anymore.
But you
They're
won't
just doing
vote
it.
for me.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So, these unaccompanied minors didn't come on their own. It was widely advertised.
They probably
Not
did
that
come
you're
on their own.
hungry, you're poor.
Exactly.
But if you're an unaccompanied minor, we're going to let you into the
If
country.
you're a criminal.
Yes, but so the Harris campaign is planning to run an ad that shows some of the quote unquote children that were separated from their parents during their migration journey, right? So one of the things that you're not going to hear in the ad, one, is that none of them are supposed to be here. All of them are border
Right.
jumpers.
It's simple math. It's simple math.
In this particular environment, maybe 5 years ago, America would have been like, oh, compassionate. But when you're raping, killing, pillaging, and our own law enforcement is saying, well, we didn't build a good enough case and da-da-da-da. What?
Soros.
Do you notice
Blame
that many of
Soros.
these places where these illegals are coming from, they are, number one, they're young, relatively healthy boys, right? Males, right? But they're not allowed to do the things they do in their own countries. They're getting them out of their countries, coming here where they cause havoc. It is a dangerous thing to allow young, healthy, unaccompanied men, boys, to come to any country in mass. That is a dangerous thing. You are setting up that city, that state, that country for failure,
And actually,
chaos.
other countries are now cracking down on
Absolutely.
their
Exactly.
own crime
Exactly.
and gang activity. So some places like El Salvador, they're actually putting them in jail.
Exactly.
And the country is safe, so they're running. They're running like cockroaches out
the
of
light
those
turned on.
places
Yeah.
into America.
They're taking this land of the free very literal.
One of the thing is, I read today where Italy is leading the charge in the EU to normalize, they use that word, relations with Syria. And not because Syria is no longer, terrorizing their own
Because they
people,
killed
because
Gaddafi.
that's what happened, right? So they used chemical agents against their own people. The world said, oh my God, give me some of your people. But here's the problem. They're not assimilating. So the EU is going, listen, we can't have this rapey, killy culture in the middle of our downtown.
Exactly.
So,
They
but
wanna send
Syria,
them back?
they want us in the back. They
send
want
them
to
back to
deport
Syria.
them.
Yes.
Post
But there
Gaddafi.
is no diplomatic understanding.
Between Israel and Syria.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're like, well, listen, we're going to have to make a quick friend because you need to get your folk back because they don't know how to act. They just don't know how to act.
So they're trying to make diplomatic relations
So they can
send
deport
them
their,
back.
they can send their folks right on back.
Wow.
And it's a shame, but here's the thing. You want to be kind, you want to be generous. The United States has always been that nation to be compassionate. However, you cannot play in our faces like this continually and expect us to sit here and take it.
Well,
So
I mean,
Italy-
all the while they're trying
That's
to
what
take
they're
our
doing.
guns.
That's an interesting situation. I don't know how successful Italy is going to be with that. But what I know also about Europe in so Poland, you know, that they're having an issue with illegal migration coming from Belarus.
Yes.
And it's not Belarusians who are crossing, it's also people from the Middle East who are getting a visa into Belarus and then trying to cross the border by on foot into Poland.
Why are they trying
And-
to get into Poland?
Well, they're trying to get into the EU. Right. So Poland is a EU country. They don't want. They can't stay in Poland because Poland is not friendly towards them. So but they want to cross. Once you get into an EU country,
You have a hard time
you
getting
can
out.
you can go to any other
Right.
EU country.
Oh, I see.
So, but that
I'm
border
gonna go to
is
EU country if Kamala's the
first
president.
of all, that border is it's a wall. Okay, they have spent so much money already building a wall. They have soldiers and they are shooting them. They're literally I think they just approved that they can just point blank shoot the people who are trying to
Law and
cross the
order.
border.
Hey,
So I mean,
They won't try though.
exactly. But it's interesting that, you know, you see that there are countries who know what to do with illegal migration. So, I mean, we obviously know what to do and how to protect our
it's-
borders
it's-
as human beings.
We
how
already
to
know.
do it.
We already know what's going on. We already know they're letting people in and on purpose,
why.
and it's deliberate. And we know the reasons why. So let's not play their game and let them gaslight us and say, "Oh, we don't know what's going on." They know exactly what the fuck they're doing,
Exactly.
and we do too.
I don't
We've
think
been
that
telling everybody for
Right.
a long time.
I don't think that it's going to be what they think it's going to be, right? So these people aren't just robbing and pillaging conservative folk.
Right.
They're robbing and pillaging
Everybody.
everybody, right? So here's what's going to happen is they're painting themselves into a wall. What do you do? What do you do when all of your voices have, you know, drank the Kool-Aid and said, okay, well, we rock with you for a while, but you're murdering and killing us and our children can't get educated. We're going to look for other alternatives, AKA black men. You know, I've had
is why
enough of
we're
the
doing it.
foolishness, but on our side, we got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
That's
You've gotta be
be
ready.
aware and prepare.
Yep, that's our mantra for 2024, to be aware and prepare. Be aware. We're here to make you aware what's going on so that you can prepare.